Hello, Preps, and welcome back to Writing. We've been looking at the story Peggy. We've been getting to know it very well. We've looked at the beginning, the characters, the setting, the middle, also the problem. And let's just recap on what that problem is. Remember, the problem is that Peggy is homesick. She can't find her way out of the city. But what she does is she follows some sunflowers on a train and she follows them because there's a girl holding those sunflowers. The girl hops off the train, but then she loses the sunflowers and the girl. She can't find them anywhere and she's stuck at Hartwell Station. But then she looks up into the sky and what does she see? She sees the pigeon. So let's go back to that page that we looked at yesterday. There she is. A flock of birds flew quietly overhead. It was the pigeons. And now I think Peggy might have a little bit of hope. Maybe, just maybe, she'll make it home. The pigeons knew the way back to the yard. It felt good to be home. Oh, I know what that feeling is like. Have you ever had that feeling when you've been out, maybe you stayed over at your grandparents' house, and then you get back to your home, and even though you had a great time, it's just good to be home into your own space. That's how Peggy's feeling right now. Every day, rain or shine, Peggy ate breakfast, played in her yard, chatted to the pigeons, and sometimes caught the train to the city. And that's the end of the story. So sometimes Peggy does go back to the city, and you can see she's being brave again. She's holding her umbrella. She's ready for the bad weather. She's got the pigeons with her. It looks like they want to go on an adventure too. So even though she got a little bit scared and a little bit unsure in the middle of the story because she didn't know how to get home, now she knows her way and now she feels like this is something that she can do. So it's one of her fun things to do after she's played in her backyard. So that's how the story ends. Do you think it's a happy ending? I think it is. She found her way back to her house. She still plays with the pigeons and has fun with them. And sometimes she goes back on another city adventure. So that's the ending of our story. It's your job today to finish off the work you've been doing retelling this story. You'll need to get your book out and draw a line in the middle of the page. You'll need to draw a picture up the top half about the ending, about Peggy. Maybe you could even draw her back in the city with the pigeons doing something. You might imagine what might happen next on one of her trips back to the city. Or you could do her back in her chicken coop with the pigeons around, or even bouncing on her trampoline because she does like to do that. And you probably need to label that picture. Maybe you can add in Peggy. Make sure you've got Peggy in there. Put in the pigeons as well, and some features from her backyard, perhaps the chicken coop, perhaps the trampoline, or even the umbrella. Then you need to write a sentence about how the story ends. She follows the pigeons home. And is she happy that she's home? Absolutely. You might even write that Peggy was glad to be home, and that word glad is straight from the word family group that I've been working with. So you could definitely sound out glad and write that in your work. All right, have a great time writing today, preps, and I'll see you tomorrow.